Okay. Folks, some days, and this happens for everyone, something will come along during the day in which it brings about so much stress that you really need to ask yourself how much of it you can actually stand. And regardless whether, what you're stressed about is a good thing or a bad thing, it's still not what you would consider a fun time. Unless perhaps you're like an adrenaline junkie, I guess. So, with that said, how about them Cowboys? Woo! Yeah! Woo! Ah. Man. I've waited forever to do that. It feels so good to say that again. So with that out of the way, you know what my high is right now. Okay, let's see. My low yesterday was... my low was thinking that Dallas was going to lose because it really was going to be the case. But you know what? We won anyway, so that's my high. And my act of kindness... I cleaned up I helped my father, tidy up our cottage up before we went for the week. But, yes, my Dallas Cowboys won. And, actually, the fans of the Dallas, actually, I am saying this wrong. My Dallas Cowboys won. I am super duper happy. And, okay, I know some people are still probably going to ask this, even though I've explained it several times. But you know what? I'll be nice. This is a Jay Cutler jersey, and Cutler is my last name. Why would I not take advantage of this? So, with that out of the way, good morning and happy Monday, everybody. So, I actually wound up being right about a lot of picks yesterday. So, let's see. Going into yesterday, my record for games I predicted correctly and games I predicted incorrectly, or ones that, I got wrong, was 10-7. So, let's see. I was right about the Bears winning, so that's 11-7. I was right about the Rams winning, so that's 12-7. I was right about my Dallas Cowboys winning. Go Cowboys! Sorry. So that's 13-7. I was sadly wrong about Tampa Bay beating the Panthers. I actually predicted the Panthers to win. So that's 13-8. I was right about the 49ers beating the Jets. So 14-8. I was right about the Steelers beating the Broncos. So 15-8. I was right about the Titans beating the Jaguars. Close. I'll analyze the games in a minute. I was right about the Titans beating the Jaguars, so 16-8. I was right about the Packers beating the Lions, so 17-8. I was right about the Bills beating the Dolphins, so 18-8. Or 19-8. I was wrong about the Colts. I thought the Vikings were going to win the Colts one, so that's 19. It's 18. 18-9. Okay. I was right about the Cardinals beating the Washington football team, so 19-9. I was right about the Ravens beating the Texans, so 20-9. I was right about the Chiefs beating the Chargers, so 21-9. And I was right about the Seahawks beating the Patriots. So my record as we go into tonight's football game, which is between the Raiders and the Saints, which I will be getting into momentarily, in a few minutes. Actually, no, hold on a second. some of my computer mouse wound up to my left, which even though I'm left-handed, I always use my mouse with my right hand. There we go. So yeah, now you know how I operate, folks. Well, I should probably explain that before I reach day 1,000. Why not? So right. You know, that does remind me. We are at day 1,000, and there are so many things that I could talk about prior to reaching Saturday, because that's when day 1,000 is. And yes, I'm going to have many, many, many more opportunities to talk about the things that I want to talk about, of course. But considering I haven't done this in a good long while, actually, you know, should I wait until Friday to do this? Because I am going to be incredibly busy. You know, I don't think I'm going to have a better opportunity to talk about this than now. Right, so, yeah, it's been a long time since I done one of these. I think I could squeeze one more out before I reach day 1,000. So you know what? How about another cheapy tales? And, I mean, here's the thing. I've done many GP tales over the course of these 1,000 days, and I plan on doing many more. In fact, it's almost completely arbitrary for me to even do one, but you know what? They're my videos. I feel like talking about it, and plus, at least when I was there, because I actually didn't see this at both reunions I went to, this really wasn't that present, but when I was there at Trinity Poly, and I did go, and I have done a TP Tales on the dining hall, or at least when I was there, we didn't have one. But one thing I didn't really talk about was what was quite arguably the most consumed food item when I was at Trinity Poly. And when I say consumed food item, I mean everyone at some point was either using it, talking about it, or just simply had on hand. That's how much used and consumed this product was. And funny enough, it's actually a product that is very, very popular. Pedigree even. How much of a pedigree? Well, believe it or not, legend has it, this very thing was used to make the original buffalo wings at the Anchor Bar in Buffalo, New York. That's right, folks. Frank's RedHot. I'm not kidding. Frank's RedHot was used everywhere at Trinity Poly. Seriously, even though, well, again, it was more of a barn than the actual dining hall, but in the dining hall where we had our meals, there was like a small table exclusively for Frank's RedHot in like bottles. I am not even kidding. And people were using it. It was used like in the dining hall. It was used in the cave. Actually, those are really the only two places where, you know, we had, you know, meals and food and stuff. But the point is, it was used a lot. Like, there were meals where it was just there on like every single table. Just because. Like, seriously, salt, pepper, Frank's RedHot. I'm not even kidding. You know, it would be at like the salad bar. It would be at like, oh, Frank's RedHot. I put that bleep on everything. And yeah, they really did use it on everything. But I should probably get into the most popular way this was used. And it's ironic because I actually was, you know, not in the best looking kind of guy, at least not compared to now. And I really was a bit of a health nut in spite of how, you know, bad I looked. Again, so I was a bit of a health nut. And literally the most used way, the way the Frank's Red Hot was used the most was because, again, we had a salad bar, and, the salad bar, you have, like, bowls. And and some of my brothers would, like, take scoops of, like, ranch, because, it's a salad bar. Of course there's going to be ranch. And they mixed a lot of Frank's Red Hot with that, and they used it on everything. Now, again, I personally have never really... And here's the thing. This was long before my palate was, a lot better. Was not as good as it was now. I mean, yes, my palate was not as good then as it is now. So, I didn't really like ranch, and I really wasn't a hot sauce aficionado. In fact, really only got into hot sauce because of how popular sriracha was a couple of years ago. Well, actually, by all accounts, sriracha is still popular, but it was, like, wildly huge at one point. And that was around the time I did start watching Hot Ones. So I got into liking, hot sauce. And sure enough, I really do like it now. I mean, I guess in a way this is a bit of a FOMO, or fear of missing out, because I didn't have Frank's Red Hot when I was at Trinity College as a student. And again, at both of the reunions I went to, both my 5-year and my 10-year, I didn't really see it used that often. Maybe it was just a phase. Maybe it was just one of those... Maybe people have different tastes. I don't know. But if it weren't for Frank's Red Hot at all, I probably wouldn't even have liked watching Hot Ones. But you know what? I do. So I like Frank's Red Hot now. And actually, to be perfectly honest, I've never combined ranch and Frank's Red Hot. I mean, nothing really is stopping me from doing that. I guess it's just one of those things that never really, interested me, I suppose. But for whatever reason, I do like Frank's Red Hot now. In fact, I'll be honest, I used it in making my dinner for the night. In fact, it's an ingredient I use when I make mac and cheese. Actually, that was based on an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. It's actually a really famous Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives episode where a guy visited the Boston Burger Company, and they make their Mac Attack burger, and their mac and cheese was made with Frank's Red Hot. So I tried it, and boy, howdy, does it work. It really works. I really like it. I like Frank's Red Hot in my mac and cheese. When making my mac and cheese, of course. I mean, if I want more, maybe I'll get more, but for the most part, Frank's Red Hot and mac and cheese. Well, again, Frank's Red Hot. Frank's Red Hot. I put that bleep on everything. Yeah, if I'm gonna quote Frank's Red Hot, I'll just like bleep. I'll do that, because obviously the bleep is a word that I should not say on camera. But yeah, I like Frank's Red Hot now, and I definitely use it when making mac and cheese. I've had it on my eggs before. It's funny. The logo says I put that bleep on everything, but really, me personally, I haven't really used it on or in much. Maybe I'll work on it. I don't know. That being said, though, I really do like it. And thankfully, I'm just glad I'm not the only one. As really, again, a lot of people like it. And again, legend has it, it was Frank's Red Hot that was used to make the original buffalo wings at the Anchor Bar in Buffalo, New York. So, to say that this product is a bit of a pedigree is a bit of an understatement, to say the least. Right. So, with that out of the way, it's funny. Yesterday, as I was finishing up my video and going about my day, I thought, wait, I didn't talk about the Saints or the Raiders. And duh, they're playing tonight. So, the Raiders had a pretty big win over Carolina. In fact, I got to talk about this now. There were a lot of really close, high-scoring games yesterday. I mean, my Dallas Cowboys won by a field goal at the buzzer, or at the end of regulation, and the final score was 40-39. That should give you an example. I mean, seriously, I'm going to read off some of these scores just to see how close some of these games were. Okay, let's see. Titans versus Jaguars, 33-30. Steelers versus Broncos, 26-21. Not as high scoring, but relatively high scoring. Let's see. Bills versus Dolphins, 31-28. Let's see. Chiefs and Chargers, 23-20. Okay, also not as high scoring, but still pretty close. Seahawks versus Patriots, 35-30. It almost makes me wonder what kind of game we're going to have tonight. So with that said, the Raiders had a really big win against Carolina a week ago. But with that being said, I know for a fact New Orleans has a much more well-rounded team from top to bottom. And even though the Las Vegas Raiders are going to be home, I'm going to give the advantage to the Saints. So I am picking the Saints over the Raiders. So yeah, now you know what my pick was for today. So I'm actually really kind of glad I got to talk about this last TP Tales before I reach day 1,000. It has been a while since I've done one of those. So with that said, like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me, especially if you're getting YouTube. I am very humbled to make this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for today. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear and I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.